See how these were fastened on the side. The insulation clips all around. Fastened pretty good to the stud, but as far as from the factory, they have one screw in them from the factory holding the clip on, and it's just popping off. Alright. Might have to cut that one. Okay, I'm going to get a picture of this fin. No caulking behind the fin. They did on the sides, on the rear of the house only, have a piece of duct tape covering the fin. That's probably because it's a little narrow on that side. Have a very narrow fin on this window. Really not marginal enough. It's only about a 1/2 inch fin instead of a 1 inch fin, so you really don't have much to flash or much to caulk. But here was their solution to the flashing: a piece of duct tape on top of the fin. So that's on the rear of the house. The front of the house had nothing on it. Okay, so we have no caulk back here. We have no caulk on the top on there. So that should have been all caulked up and sealed and
very minimal.
And flashed minimum. Get that piece out of your way. And here we have typical Dow blue board insulation. You guys see a poly that I think the windows, the entire windows were probably wrapped before the brick insulation. The poly here is serving no purpose. I think that was originally in there for cover the window, and they cut it off after they installed the window and cut it away. But this poly actually served no purpose. And of course, the blue board is a very good sheathing material if it's taped and all the seams are taped, but we cannot see very well. But if you see up here is a joint, and that joint has obviously not been taped, so more than likely the rest of the house has not been taped on the joints.
I've seen no tape on any joints.
So that's one thing about the blue board's excellent sheathing and gives a high R factor, but unless the joints are taped with a Dow tape, it has a lot of leakage and air infiltration and water infiltration can get it around there, seeping through the brick. So we have the cavity tore out completely. We're showing the rear of the house, showing hardly any water infiltration though around the window. So you don't see any water infiltration on the seal plate. There's a little stain that could have been from original construction getting wet. So no dampness, nothing leaking to speak of here. And there you see the poly in the joints. So the poly really wasn't doing anything. We think that was just covering the windows when they bricked it to protect the windows probably, and they just cut that poly off. And that's a typical installation of one of Bill Adams' windows. So we can put out the fact that it was not taped, caulked, and shimmed properly, as far as the standard practice goes.